Ever pondered the differences between SSH tunneling and HTTP tunneling? Well, you're in the right place. Tunneling is a powerful tool in the realm of cybersecurity. It's a method used to transfer data securely from one network to another or to bypass network restrictions. Imagine it like a secret underground passage, allowing data to move unnoticed and untouched through the vast world of the internet. Now, there are different types of tunneling, but today we'll focus on two commonly used ones, SSH and HTTP tunneling. SSH tunneling, or secure shell tunneling, is often used for secure remote access to servers and for securing other network services. On the other hand, HTTP tunneling is frequently employed to bypass network restrictions in environments where only HTTP traffic is allowed. Now that we've set the stage, let's delve into the specifics of SSH and HTTP tunneling. SSH tunneling, also known as secure shell tunneling, serves as a cornerstone for secure communications. Born from the need for secure, encrypted communication channels, SSH tunneling primarily bridges the gap between a local host and its remote counterpart. What sets it apart is its ability to maintain the integrity of the data transferred, keeping it safe from potential eavesdroppers. This is made possible through the magic of end-to-end encryption. But the sophistication of SSH tunneling doesn't stop there. It also offers dynamic port forwarding. This feature allows it to create a secure proxy, routing all your traffic through the encrypted tunnel. The convenience of this feature can't be overstated. It's like having your own private highway, where your data can speed along without worrying about prying eyes or unexpected traffic jams. Now let's talk about the gatekeeper of this private highway. User authentication. SSH tunneling, like a vigilant security guard, requires user authentication for access to the remote host. This adds an additional layer of security, ensuring that only authorized users can access the tunnel and the data within it. Commonly, SSH tunneling is the go-to method for secure remote access to servers. It's also used for securing other network services. Think of it as a secure lifeline connecting you to your remote servers or services. Whether you're an IT professional managing servers or a privacy-conscious individual, SSH tunneling can be a powerful ally in your quest for secure communications. But why exactly is SSH tunneling so important? Well, in an age where data breaches and cyber threats are more prevalent than ever, the need for secure communication channels is paramount. By providing end-to-end encryption, dynamic port forwarding, and robust user authentication, SSH tunneling offers a secure pathway for your data to travel, keeping it safe from potential threats. So, in the grand scheme of things, where does SSH tunneling fit in? It's a key player in the world of secure communications. Whether you're securing remote access to servers or protecting other network services, SSH tunneling has got you covered. It's like a secure, encrypted bridge connecting you to your data wherever it may be. SSH tunneling, with its emphasis on security, is a powerful tool for secure remote access and data transfer. It's not just a protocol, it's a shield, a guardian, a secure pathway in the vast landscape of digital communications. So, the next time you're looking for a secure way to communicate with your remote servers or protect your network services, remember the power of SSH tunneling. HTTP tunneling, on the other hand, takes a different approach, often used to circumvent network restrictions. Now imagine you're in an environment where only HTTP traffic is allowed. How do you communicate using other protocols? Well, that's where HTTP tunneling steps in. HTTP tunneling is like a secret passageway through the network, encapsulating non-HTTP traffic in HTTP packets to bypass firewalls and other network restrictions. It's like hiding a message in a bottle and sending it down a river, where the river is the HTTP traffic and the message is the non-HTTP protocol we're trying to sneak through. When it comes to encryption with HTTP tunneling, it's a bit of a mixed bag. HTTP tunneling on its own doesn't inherently provide encryption. However, it can be paired with SSL or TLS protocols to add a layer of encryption. Think of it as wrapping that message in the bottle with a secret cipher that only the recipient can decode. Now let's talk about port forwarding. Some HTTP tunneling solutions do offer port forwarding. This allows the traffic to be redirected through the tunnel, like taking a detour around a busy intersection. Authentication in HTTP tunneling can vary quite a bit. Unlike SSH tunneling, which requires user authentication for access, HTTP tunneling's authentication methods can range from robust to almost non-existent. It's like the difference between a high-security vault and a simple padlock. Some methods are undoubtedly more secure than others. HTTP tunneling is commonly used to bypass network restrictions. It's particularly handy in environments where only HTTP traffic is allowed, allowing other protocols to tunnel through the network. Imagine being at a concert where only the band's music is allowed to play. HTTP tunneling is like a secret radio, allowing you to listen to your favorite podcast amidst the loud music. In essence, HTTP tunneling serves a different purpose than SSH tunneling. While SSH tunneling is more about secure communication and remote access, HTTP tunneling is more about evading network restrictions and allowing non-HTTP traffic to pass through. So, while HTTP tunneling might not always be the most secure option, it certainly has its uses. It's a tool in your toolkit, one that can be incredibly useful in the right circumstances. HTTP tunneling has its place, particularly when it comes to evading network restrictions and tunneling non-HTTP traffic. Remember, the right tool for the right job, and that applies to tunneling as well. While both SSH and HTTP tunneling serve their purposes, their differences lie in their purpose, encryption, and authentication. Starting with purpose and usage, SSH tunneling shines in providing secure, encrypted communication channels, making it the go-to for remote server access and enhancing network service security. On the other hand, HTTP tunneling is a champion of evasion, helping bypass network restrictions and firewalls by disguising non-HTTP traffic in HTTP packets. It's like a chameleon in a world of zebras, blending in when HTTP traffic is the only allowed traffic. Now let's talk encryption. SSH tunneling is a fortress. It inherently provides end-to-end encryption, securing data from prying eyes. It's like sending a sealed letter through a mail chute. Only the intended receiver can read it. HTTP tunneling, however, can be a bit of a gamble. Its encryption is not necessarily inherent and may rely on additional protocols like SSL or TLS. This is akin to sending a postcard. It might reach the recipient safely, or someone might read it along the way. Authentication is another area where they differ. SSH tunneling is like a strict bouncer at a club. It requires user authentication for access to the remote host. No ID, no entry. HTTP tunneling, however, can be a little more laissez-faire. Its authentication methods can vary, and some solutions may not provide robust authentication mechanisms. It's more like a casual house party where the host might know you, or maybe you just look familiar. In essence, SSH tunneling is your secret agent specializing in secure communication and remote access. HTTP tunneling, on the other hand, is your master of disguise, adept at sneaking non-HTTP traffic past the HTTP-only bouncer. As you can see, the choice between SSH and HTTP tunneling depends greatly on the specific use case and security requirements. In the world of cybersecurity, understanding the nuances of different tunneling methods is key. As we've delved into the intricate world of tunneling, we've examined the distinct characteristics and applications of SSH and HTTP tunneling methods. Our exploration has revealed that each method, while sharing a common goal of establishing a communication channel, has its unique strengths and potential limitations. SSH tunneling has emerged as a robust method for securing remote access, offering end-to-end encryption and dynamic port forwarding. The requirement for user authentication underscores its commitment to secure communication. This method resonates with scenarios that prioritize data security and encryption, particularly in environments where a secure connection to a remote server is paramount. On the other hand, HTTP tunneling has shown its prowess in circumventing network restrictions. Its ability to encapsulate non-HTTP traffic in HTTP packets allows it to bypass firewalls and other network barriers. While it may lack inherent encryption and robust authentication, it can still employ protocols like SSL or TLS for added security. This method shines in environments where HTTP is the only accepted traffic, making it an ingenious workaround. However, with the strengths of each method comes the responsibility of choosing wisely. The choice between SSH and HTTP tunneling is not as simple as picking the better one. It depends on the specific use case and the security needs of the scenario. It's about understanding the environment in which the tunneling method will operate, the kind of traffic it will handle, and the level of security it needs to provide. In essence, the world of tunneling is a fascinating one, full of strategic choices and calculated trade-offs. It's about finding the right tool for the job, and sometimes it's about creatively using a tool beyond its intended purpose. Whether it's SSH tunneling for secure communication or HTTP tunneling for bypassing restrictions, the right choice can make all the difference. Until next time, stay curious, stay secure,